Alright, fingers crossed. Hopefully things are gonna work better today than they did not yesterday. Friday when I tried to do my last live stream. Unfortunately, I thought I was going to... Ooh, hold on. Maybe things will not be going well already. Oh, geez, yeah. As per usual, I have to check the YouTube side of things, make sure things look to be going well. Alright. Things look to not be broken right now. Give me 1 second to double check on some things here. Alright, yeah, I'm not showing the kinds of issues we put up with last time. Fingers crossed, hopefully we are good to go now. Alright, so, yeah, as I was just saying, my last stream is no longer in existence. YouTube decided that shortly after starting, it was going to proverbially, I am butchering that word hard, shit the bed. So that was unfortunate. Had to stop the stream early. I actually did not get far enough in the stream to make any meaningful What in the ever-loving heck? I think my controller got disconnected there. Let's try that again. No? Is there a reason for just breaking hard right now? There we go. Okay, yeah, no, it really is just, oh boy, if it's not one thing, it's another. Okay, yeah, alright, looks to be good now. Son of a gun, am I gonna have to replace my controller here? Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, let's hope that maintains itself for a little bit there. Hey Richard, hopefully things are going well for you. I would like to be saying that things are going well for me, but already I'm experiencing troubles. But it is not the internet connection, so I'm just gonna see where things are going. Hot dogs for dinner? You know, I'm a big fan of a very simple classic, man. Hot dogs for dinner, nothing wrong with that. I would personally be pairing that with a little bit of baked beans. But other than that, like, that sounds like a totally viable dinner to me. All right, so as we covered briefly, so I'm going to just blitz through this right now. There is some additional information that they're kind of building out the world with. We even have Bandai trying to push the follow-up to the Wonder Swan that they're calling the Wonder Hawk. Again, if you grew up back in the day, you have probably come across that as a concept name, if nothing else. I personally have a bit of a preference to the Final Fantasy lineup of the Wonder Swan consoles. I understand fully that if I were to ever get one, I would not be able to play the games on it for any meaningful degree because I don't read Japanese. But there are a few that just on the collector's aspect, I love the look of and I would love to be able to have on my shelf. Anyways, we did have these emails to cover as well. I believe we specified last time, just to see where it would go, that we were saying, hey, it's kind of weird that you're telling me a little bit too much about who you are outside of the game, but, you know, cool, whatever. Glad you're comfortable enough with us in that way. And then, of course, we did get a little bit of the details about how the virus cores work, which is, of course, as we found out last time, how we are hacking the world. We did also see on the board here that there was some information about a lot of that. We also learned a little bit about one of the developers, or at least rumors tied to one of the developers. I am going to blitz through this real fast just to make sure we get what we came here for. We actually had just started the mission tied to this one. As I said last time, unfortunately now lost to the, I was going to say the annals of history, but, you know, I feel like YouTube is going to hear that and think something very different. Anyways, there are going to be characters that are going to pop up referencing quest lines in the board, and if you go and assist them with those quest lines, you can unlock those characters as additional party members, and some of which are kind of pretty nice to be able to get to. I mentioned some of my favorite characters are some of these background characters. Obviously, we've fully gone down the avenue of how much I love Pyros, but there is also other characters like Nuke Usagamaru, which is a character we will meet. I believe in this game, he might be tied to the next game. Hey Rigid, how are things going? I see we're playing the Y2K anime game again. Might as well after last time. Well, I tried to push forward with it last time, and well, that didn't go too well. So, yeah, I'm trying to get back through this one. I'm probably going to switch it up a little bit here and there. If it's not going to be .hack, it's probably going to be a return back to Cassette Beasts. I still have to make my way through more of that. I believe where I left off with that game was primarily just working my way through the lineup of, I don't want to say enemies, because like some of them are people you're supposed to go challenge to grow, but you know, that's what we left off doing there.
Yeah, I know. I don't have to be reminded of it.
So yeah, obviously we have our exchange here with Balmung, and unfortunately I think this is when we started having the network issue. But Helba is, and I'm just going to say this again, I understand for the people who were here last time that it's going to be an annoyance, and I apologize. Helba is just like low-key one of my favorite characters. She's involved in the greater context of the story. She's got elements to her that really start to feel a lot more meaningful as the story develops. She is not just some crazed hacker. She's not just trying to break the game. There is more at play to her, and she's a very intriguing, mysterious figure.
Someone is always watching.
Anyways, Rigid, I'm not sure if I said it earlier, so just to make sure I get it out of the way, thank you so much for stopping in. Hopefully things are going well for you.
Who knows? You might be the one helping me. Take care, little boy.
Alright, so let's see if we can actually get this new character. I believe between this session and last session, I more or less have hit a general cap as far as the weapons and gear that I can get access to. In reality, there is some additional things I could do. I could go around trying to get some new gears, if for no other reason than to have access to different skills. There is an entire elemental situation at play within this game, and I believe there might, I don't remember if this is in this game or if this is in GU specifically, but you can run into issues of enemies having like a complete immunity to certain element types. So obviously having some degree of coverage is kind of necessary. I think for the most part your standard attacks are going to usually be pretty viable. But if I go into my character status here, you can see off to the skill set here, Staccato is going to be without any element to it. So if you resist physical, Staccato is not going to work. Thunder Coil is going to have the lightning damage applied to it. And I believe Vokdan and Vok Cruz are both fire skills. Let me see here. I can actually double check that just to make sure I'm not being too crazy. There we go. Both fire skills. Where we left off last time, we were trying to get the Spiral Edge for Natsume to get Natsume as a character, and I believe that is where things just reach the point of being too broken to functionally maintain. So fingers crossed that things work here. Like I tried to say last time, she has legally distinct Pokeballs on her bra. I wonder how I noticed. Yeah, you know, it really tries to be super subtle about it, right? It's really emphasizing that it's just a, hold on a second, I'm gonna sneeze. All of reality was just like Ian's about to be talking out of his ass, and we're just gonna shut him up hard. But yeah, they really tried to emphasize that is just a subtle detail and an element of her character design that is just meant to, you know, really be for those that are really diving deep to her personal character lore. Also, not the only time for that design element to make an appearance in other series. Cough, cough, Naruto.
I went right into the dungeon because I wanted the
You have
spiral
lizards
edge.
on your feet.
So I got
Sounds
scared and
sticky.
ran away.
I don't. Wait, lizards on my feet. Okay, I don't know. Am I saying things that are just like beyond my understanding?
Come on, Natsume. Be strong.
I did mention last time, however, I think all of it got completely broken up by the game just fundamentally breaking down. One of the elements that I like that they do here is they do try to give a lot of character reasons to certain things. I've mentioned before that, you know, part of me getting into streaming was to be a little bit more comfortable with the idea of speaking publicly. It certainly helped me when I was at my job that to be able to stand in front of people and give presentations, it was no longer a big issue. I've now done it. For sure, it's smaller groups, but as you slowly erode away at the fear there and the problems therein, there's a lot to be said about needing to refine technique, but breaking past the barrier of fear is a big deal. So that was why I started streaming on YouTube primarily. And with Natsume here, she is very clearly trying to use the elements of the game to, you know, combat some of her own personal shortcomings.
Oh, I'm such an idiot.
And I think there's a real element to that that's kind of... I don't want to... Maybe I say humanizing, right? It really gives her a little bit more to go off of. Oh, geez. The bees. The hell is Nicolas Cage? Okay, referring to the equipment. You know? Son of a bitch, you're right. Well, damn. Oh, you know what I didn't do that I did last time that might be an issue now? I believe on the last stream I restocked all of my gear. I didn't restock any of my gear for this one, so hopefully we're not going to be in too much of a pain working our way through here. One of the big things that comes up all the time is not having sufficient items to restore your SP. Your SP can drain very fast in this game, and once it's gone, if you don't have a way to quickly restore it, there is something you can do. You're not completely without options. Let me see here. If I stand perfectly still, you can see that Mistral is currently poisoned and her health is taking a lot of damage, but her SP was going up. There we go. Problem dealt with there. Unfortunately, I don't want to mess with... Okay. I don't want to mess too much with, you know, constantly using the SP to restore, to stop poison. Poison is such a minimal tick that over the course of the dungeon it will be an issue. But if I fight it off every single time I go into combat, I'm going to end up in a rough spot because it is going to constantly get reapplied. The other thing is, if you're seeing me jump between the menu options here, I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about when I'm looking. Oh, I am doing pretty good at just picking the right path so far. So if I pull this up and I provide the command to my party to use skills, and then I switch over to mine, there is a built-in delay between one and the other. It doesn't let you just like rapid snap into from one menu to another. And so right now I can kind of get a little bit of an idea who is casting what. If I had to guess, I would say off to the right here, Mistral is casting a magic spell. I can tell that it's colored. It's I believe she has access to a couple of the water skills. I believe off to the left, Black Rose is just going to be casting a general damaging skill. So I would be able to know when I want to come in here and cast what I want to cast, what do I want to focus on? And actually looks like I probably want to focus on the one in the back here because that's not getting struck by anything. But it's one of those things that, you know, from playing the game as much as I have, you do kind of get to pick up on over the course there. Deep breathing helps to get rid of the old stage fright. So it's the same with fighting any fear. Oh shit, I think I just lost a bunch of my... Yeah, we just kind of lost our physical accuracy on a few of our party members, which is gonna suck. Anyways, yeah, dealing with any fear is situational from person to person. There are gonna be things that, like, work well for some people that don't work well for others. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but I don't know if it's fair to call it a fear or, like, you know, the phobia element, because I don't think it's an irrational fear, but I do have a fear of being high up where I don't feel confident in the footing that I have. That's not to say that, like, it's not to say, like, you know, it's the obvious thing where it's like, oh man, I'm on shaky ground, I'm at a weird angle, there's a very real fact that I could be falling here. No, I mean, like, if I was on a bridge that probably wasn't all that secure, but I did have a very secure cable that was running across, and I was attached to that cable, and it's like, look, the entire bridge could collapse, and I'm gonna be well, you know, safe from, like, not dying. That's what I mean by, like, where it might be a phobia. I'm still terrified of being in that position, even though the likelihood of something going wrong is incredibly uncommon. Because you've put redundancies in place, I'm still in that area there. Anyways, there's a lot there that, like, I've tried to go through and deal with that phobia and fear. And as a result, I've made things better on certain elements, but, like, it's still there and it's still an issue. Meanwhile, all of the, you know, deep breaths, the vision practice, a lot of the traditional elements of trying to dealing with stage fright never really worked well for me. And it's not because I ever feared the crowd, it's because I feared myself in that position, you know, getting up there and just making absolute fool of myself. And so it was kind of just doing YouTube videos allowed me to constantly make a fool of myself, and eventually the issue about that just went away. Fuck it, I'm already a fool. So, you know, for a lot of people, it's not easy to pin down where it is you have the issue, and so knowing what you're dealing with and knowing how to tackle it is a big factor there as well. So, you know, it's a whole lot of words for me to say, yeah, that will help, but it's not going to be great for everyone. I can't believe I just spent that amount of time saying pretty much nothing.
Wow,
I apologize.
Have the spiral edge? You're so lucky.
All right, so one of the things here is we could also keep the spiral edge, and as I recall, it's not a bad weapon for where we are in the story, but it just so quickly gets outpaced that, you know, it's just much better to have a fun character on hand than to have a weapon that's going to be, you know, doing some heavy lifting for all of 2 story beats. So we're going to give that to her.
Oh? Are you sure? But I can't give you anything in return.
Okay, wait, hold on. I am distinctly having a memory of hearing the following line that is like replaying in my brain. This is going to be a lewd joke. Except, controller keep getting disconnected.
Except maybe myself.
There we go.
What?
And it is even taken that way.
Don't take me wrong. Well, what I meant was, maybe I could help you out with something.
Look, I'm still saying, like, the interpretation is still implied.
Bye.
The fact that I was given the setup for it and my brain immediately went to, oh shit, I remember that. Despite having not played this game for many, many years. While I'm thinking about it, I just wanted to say that I expected Pokemon Champions to be the thing that'd be well received while Pokopia would be hated. I couldn't have been more wrong. I'll be honest, I'm in the same boat. I was expecting Champions to be functional better than it is, and even for where it is functional, the glitches and additional flavor elements and problems, like genuinely, I expected none of what we got with Champions. But yeah, I was expecting the Pokopia thing to maybe not be hated, but not be as well received as it is. And I'll be honest, I stand by my interpretation that Pokopia functions well, it works well, it does exactly what it wanted to come in and do, and it does it well. I still think that it is an emphasis of how broken and dumb modern scoring systems, both traditional and user-based. The idea that you can trust a across-the-board scoring system for fuck all is further beaten back by the unfortunate reality of the Pokopia element. Pokopia is good. Pokopia is fun. It fills all of the niches it wants to. Obviously, it's not a big game for someone like me. It's a Pokemon game for fans who aren't Pokemon fans, if that makes sense, right? It's a good game, it's functional, and I see that my controller is disconnected again, and I don't know if it's my cable or the controller, but at this point, I am just putting one in my Amazon cart, and I'm gonna deal with this later. I can't do this every time I want to play a game. Anyways, the idea that it is the most highly rated Pokemon game of all time, that's where I'm just like, this is emphasis that the scoring system is absolute booty cheeks. I'm sorry. You're never gonna convince me that this is something befitting the idea of being the highest rated Pokemon game of all time. So, yeah, is it good? Yeah. Is it great? Honestly, looking at it from you know, people playing it and what I'm seeing, I wouldn't say great, but I see where people would say great. But again, that title? I'm sorry, no. Call me a hater all you want. I think I'm being realistic. Let's see what we got here. Don't want any of that. There was somebody running around here that I think sometimes has some good gear, and I want to see if I can find where they are. It was the lady running around with the pole arm. No, I don't think it was you, because, yeah, no. Nope. But now I've got to figure out where she ran off to. There she is. Unfortunately, right now, she's walking around with a lot of nothing. Obviously, if I didn't already have that, good armor, but I'm already there. Alright, so we got... Let me see here. Remove Black Rose. Remove Mistral. I could have just disbanded, and I don't know why I didn't do that. I want to make sure... Yep, there she is. And I don't know why. I want to hold on. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add her and then I'm gonna immediately remove her later. But I want to check something here. I'm remembering that for some reason she is sometimes depicted almost cat-like, and I don't remember if this is personality in the story or if she actually has that. Yeah, okay. For some reason I thought she had the Naruto fox cheek things going on. And I might be thinking of a different character. Alright, let's get her out of here. Let me make sure in my items that I have access to a speed charm, and I do. I'm gonna go fuck me up a goblin. She's walking around with a whole lot of nothing. Me. Nice.
Try me, Janu the Gobbler, one of the 4 Gob Kings.
And yes, of course, we are all hoping that everybody is going through good things right now. Good things are preferable to bad things, always. Speaking of Pokemon, I recently got Nexamon Extinction on Switch because I had Nexamon on it. Finally trying to actually beat Nexamon on it now. Alright, Nexamon is enjoyable. Nexamon Extinction is probably my favorite Pokemon clone I have played to date. And I still want to go through and try a bunch of the other Pokemon clone games I have. I have many, and I mean like I have legitimately purchased them on Steam. I have many available. Alright, so let me go through here. Pop my Speed Charm. So this guy is actually like too fast to just run up to and catch. So you kind of have to use the Speed Charm. You can see how I kind of just even Speed Charmed up. I really only just barely outpace him. And of course, wail on him, take him down, objective met. Eventually, you're gonna have to get a little bit more creative. I think there are ones that get faster the closer you get. And so you actually have to, well, kite them. Yeah, there's some that you're gonna have to bait and juke, and there are ones that, because they make you go through that, by the time you close the gap on them, you don't want to just basically swing on them. You're going to want to pop a skill because you don't want to have to go through that because you're probably going to have to burn through 2, maybe even 3 of the Speed Charms. And considering that you can get these things done and over with in a crazy short amount of time, why bother? So the other thing here is right now, I could actually put the Goblin Mail on and have that be a way to also deal with future goblins. That said, again, Goblin Mail on its own, really not all that good. Hey Keegs, how are things going? Hopefully things are going nice. I can't wait till... Wait. No. I'm sure my controller's going to disconnect. Yep, there it goes. Is Nexamon 3 a thing? Is that actually... Son of a gun, I didn't know this was a thing. Hell yeah, not only is it a thing, it's already got a Steam page. I am going to have to look this up, and I'm going to be adding this to my wish list immediately. Thank you for that information, by the way, Richard. I had no idea that was a thing. I have Nexamon. I didn't finish it though, but I enjoyed what I played. Yeah, like I was saying, the base Nexamon is enjoyable, but Extinction is everything Nexamon wanted to be and then some. Oh yeah, that's right. You've been sick, Keegs. How is that going? Hopefully the death-like state isn't as bad presently. All right, let me log out. I got a couple of emails here to go answer. Also deal with the board now that we're here. Oh, shoot. That's right. There was an entire information bit about Aura. So yeah, we came across that one. Marin saw her too. A girl in a white dress was chased by a thing with a red wand. Women being chased by a thing with a red wand is the kind of story I expect to see in Vice City. I will leave it at that. Alright, some more information. I heard they cut it short because the main programmer went MIA. There we go. Wait. So yeah, someone is out there looking for another player. So possibly somebody got caught up by the same thing that our buddy Orca got wrapped up in. Finally, people are talking about the next server where you can find the Grunties. I don't know if we're at the point of getting the new server access, but we might be. All right, we got another new message from Aura. All right, this is going to be a hard one to read. Let me give it a shot. I want to be born. to live. That is all I want. Mother Morgana? Bearer of the bracelet, help me. Something, I think that's gonna be, there's gonna be more casualties. It's something to that effect. So, yeah, Aura is currently stuck in this state of non-existence. Aura has things she wants. Aura is clearly meant to be more than just a programmed character. Alright, I bought some nasal spray today, and that's really helped me out. Been able to breathe through both nostrils today, always good. Although I can feel my left one starting to get stopped up again. I know this is gonna sound really stupid, and I'm not advising somebody to do things that are stupid, so maybe don't do this, but what I will tell you that I have done, and I think I've talked about this in the Discord before, and people think I'm crazy for it. There is an old magic trick that you can do in which you move something down one side of your nasal cavities, and you can, of course, kind of press fit things as well. The common interpretation of this trick is taking a very long, like a 9-inch nail, positioning it right within the proper nasal cavity, and then you get like a lightweight hammer and you knock it back into the back of your nasal cavities. Obviously the intention is, oh my god, he's hammering a nail into his head. The real trick is that you are going through your nasal cavities. I'm sure this is the way a lot of bad infections came about, but it's an old stage play trick, and it's something that people did as part of a show routine. Anyways, what I'm getting at here is I have access to very tightly woven small Q-tip elements. This is actually something that is often used to clean out various spray paint parts. I use it to clean out my hoses. I think a lot of people sometimes use pipe cleaners. I wouldn't do what I'm about to say with a pipe cleaner because you need to have that soft tip. But I take those and I coat them in a saline solution. And I run that back through the nasal cavities, and when I am really, really sick, that, because I'm also coating it with a saline solution, clears and flushes everything long enough for me to hit it fully deep all the way through with a nasal spray, and that keeps my sinuses open long enough that I don't feel like I'm fighting death 24/7. The other thing that I would highly recommend, this I do recommend, by the way, not what I said before, but this step, I believe it is Mucinex, has a drinkable tea mixture. You put it in hot water, you stir it up. It's very citrus forward, and it's not a terrible drink. That stuff I swear by. I keep about 2 packets of that available at all times. And if I'm getting sick, I have access to the 2 packets that I have already, and I will usually message my brother, my mother, my aunt, somebody who can go up to the store and pick up an entire new box of it for me, because I'm gonna run out really soon, and I need to have that shit because when I'm dealing with the flu, that is my lifeblood as far as medicine goes. I remember getting really congested one time and having the bright idea of snorting table salt, thinking it would break down the music. That's not how it works, and I'm an idiot. I had some of that tea stuff. It was a different brand, though. I am a firm believer in when I find something that works, I don't want to deviate, and so I haven't tried other brands. I know that the Mucinex is my bread and butter for when I'm dealing with the flu. It was also pivotal when I was dealing with one of my follow-up catchings of COVID after the one that just absolutely wrecked my soul. However, again, like I said, all of the subsequent ones have been more like just fighting various degrees of flu. I think it was Theraflu. Theraflu might even be the brand I'm thinking of. I would have to go read what I have there, but I'm not gonna go rummage through my medicine cabinet right now. A sophomore in high school? Yeah, I'm a sophomore, didn't I tell you? As a man who is 35 years old playing this game, I'm in 8th grade. Did you know? I've only seen you online, so I never thought about your age. I think that is the more true to form answer I want to give, and also, you know, it just feels weird. I know the idea is Kite is not me, but like it just feels like a weird thing to respond with. The girl in the white and the one with the red wand was discussed on the board. They've been spotted at. Alright. Cancel .hack. We're done. Fuck it. Game is woke. The quiet, eternal white devil. Oh, man. Anyways, in all seriousness, that does mean that I've got access to the new server. I baked an... Oh, yes! This is where we find out more about Mistral. Let me see here. I baked an apple pie the other day, but I kind of messed up. I burned the apple filling on it a bit. What do you like, Kai? Kai. Wow, am I getting like Digimon thrown in here? Kite. I love apple pie, vanilla ice cream. Oh, that is so Americana. I guess beef stew, like sukiyaki. I like sukiyaki as well. No, I'm full Americana. Give me that apple pie with vanilla ice cream. I'll be honest, I'm a bit of a bougie bastard. I will take a frozen yogurt over ice cream, but like this, it's the same element. If I did rigid, yes, that was a misspeak. I did meant mucus. I just imagined you breakdancing and had quite the smile on my face. I'm gonna tell you, it would be the most disjointed, robotic, garbage, white trash ass attempt at breakdancing that you can imagine. Do you remember my capacity to even just read along with, I believe her name was Rhyme, even, her dialogue in Pokemon Scarlet? If I'm that ass at reading, okay, that translated over to the dancing capacity and realized that for me, it is a 1-to-1 stat drop for where I put my skill points. I'm 30. How old are you? Joke's on you. I'm Chris Hansen. Alright, so we do have access to the new server area. One of the things I want to do is I do not want to lose access to my goblin skill set here, so I want to store the goblin mail, but I also want to check what else we have in here. So, goblin cap, goblin mail. I don't think we have anything else. All right, so we are relatively well set here. I am going to jump right over. So this is actually where some of the things start to change up a bit. The characters in each area now will actually start to have gear that will not be reflective of which server they're on. So it's quite possible that coming into the Delta server, where you're kind of presumed to hit a certain level cap, is not going to be indicative of the gear you're going to find over in the... Oh man, is this the Omega server? Oh shit! If we're over in the Omega server, I think that means I'm going to be unlocking Gardenia soon, which again is probably my favorite long arm character in the game. As far as the polearm users, I think they're called long arms. I can't remember. Gardenia is a fun, goofy character, and I will get into that when we find her.
Wait. You are going to Theta, quite
Theta, okay.
Me, right? I'll be waiting at the Chaos Gate. Get there as soon as you're ready.
I'll be there ASAP.
All right, we are not going to be jumping right over there. I want to see who's got what in this area. Honestly, that's a pretty good axe weapon. Pyros could probably use that. Oh, shoot, that's right. I can trade with the grunties. Wait, hold on. What do you have? Oh, I can't trade with Sal. Maybe I can only trade with the ones that I raise. Not a lot there. I'm gonna check with all of them. I can't remember if there's ones you can and can't trade with, or if it is just tied to the ones that you specifically raise. All right, that's access to spells. I don't think I need a whole lot of spells. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think I spoke with you yet. All right, nothing worth having there. All right, by the looks of it, I'm probably not going to get anything major right now. There's probably going to be a character with a good item here or there, but... yeah, right now it's not looking too promising. I think we're going to run into a couple other characters over here. Not what I meant to do. Okay, so the Ice Hunter cap is one of the things that I could use. As far as equipped out for me, but I think the stuff I have is still technically better, so I'm not going to worry about that. Amateur blades are ass. Alright, so for the most part, I think we are pretty well equipped still for the story element, but there is something I want to do here. Hold on. Here you can feed the young of the legendary Grunty. It's always hungry. Please get its food from the areas. Okay, so this is where you grow them as you feed them. As it matures, its body size will increase and it will talk differently. At first, its requests will be vague, but as it matures, it will be more specific. At first, just feed it. Once the requests become more specific, you should probably feed it what it wants. So, I believe if you just blast feed a Grunty...
Daddy, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Give me something to eat.
Alright, so right now this is our Grunty. And if I just mass feed it and I'm not very specific about what I'm feeding it and I don't look at the stats here, I believe you're just like incredibly likely to get the, I think it's the Noble Grunty, which is kind of goofy. He runs around, he's got a tagline. I think they all come with a tagline. However, you're more worried about the statuses over there than anything to determine what kind of Grunty you're going to get. And I can't even remember all of the different Grunties. I remember the Noble Grunty and Death Grunty, but there are going to be other ones that you can work towards and build out. Chris Hansen, I call you Chris Handsome, the booty warrior from Boondocks. And I agree with Richard. The way he talks in that episode legit gives you chills. Alright, so we've got access to a bunch of items here, and I am just going to mass dump the immature eggs. Let's see what we get out of that.
Mon ami! Oh, mon ami, thank you! I've become a fine gentleman because of you!
Well, okay. I didn't think I was gonna skip all of the phases that fast. That was...
To thank you for all your loving care, I want you to have this, mon ami. Use this in the field to call me, mon ami. I'll repay my debt to you, mon ami.
Alright, well, I got the Grunty flute, and I believe that means I can call on the Grunty, and the Grunty can act as a steed out in the field of the levels. Not something I use very often, but one of the benefits of having access to the Grunties here is you can get these, and it's not great because there is going to be a high cost to it, but you can start like mass dumping some of your less wanted items. And so here I am getting rid of 2 items that I'd otherwise be selling for something that is going to be a favored tradable item down the line. So, you know, that is kind of a good trade-off there with getting the grunties and being able to trade with them. And I think they can be found throughout the area once you get one type of them.
So, like, leave me alone, okay?
Also, while I'm here, I'm going to stock up on some better items. Mage's Souls. Ugh. Yeah, I'm going to spend that. I need to have them on hand. We've got enough of those. We got enough of those. We got enough of those. Alright, I think I'm good. We do have the... okay, this is storing items. This isn't buying new ones. Alright, so yeah, if I was not doing the trading thing, I could just kind of buy my way into certain weapon types here. But I think I'm going to be good for the most part. Let us add Black Rose to the party. And I'm not sure if it's going to yell at me about trying to run with too many people. So I'm going to give it a shot. And if I have to remove Mistral, I guess I have to remove Mistral. Level 13, still well within the comfort zone for where we're at. The noble grunty is French. Let's hope he doesn't lose his head. Well, you know, there's 2 interpretations there. He's noble and at risk of losing his head. Or he is one of the ones going to be leading the movement to remove some heads. And I'm just going to say, given the care and support I gave it, I feel it's probably more so the latter, and I'm the one at risk. That character is based on a real person, and he is a distinguished human being. Wait, the booty warrior? Is it... Keegs, is this the statement we're making here? Because I'm confused now. I hope we're talking about Chris Hansen. Despite being sick, I've managed to get some cleaning done and some laundry. You know, it's weird. I have a tendency to be the same way. When I start getting sick, I'm like super productive. And then when I get sick, I fall back into the phase of being a little bit more productive than normal. And then I have like 2 or 3 days where I am just on my ass, done with life. And then that's usually the sign that I'm going to be getting better soon. Or dying. And I'm not sure which way I'd rather it go some of the times out there, so... Son of a gun, there goes my controller again. Alright. So we do have a glitchy, problematic area, and I think I might know what's going on with this dungeon. This might be... I mentioned that... Okay, this is not going to be one of the ones that I was worried about. There are some dungeon interpretations out there that worry me about the sanity of the people behind this game. It's very on brand that the controller is disconnecting again right now. I am reading the chat and he said disgusting, not distinguished. That sounds right. Oh, rigid, I absolutely forgot how to read. Clearly, my mental faculties are as in the trash as I could put them right now. Okay, but to be clear, if he did say distinguished, he might have been implying Chris Hansen. And you know what? That character in that show was very much meant to be Chris Hansen. So, and I think we can be in agreement. Chris Hansen is a distinguished individual. I have no idea what this whole idea of the booty warrior was meant to be. I don't think I want to know. Yeah, see, there we go. Chris Hansen, however, is a distinguished gentleman. And Rich is just like driving a knife into my ribs with that one. Honestly, I could see myself screwing that one up. Trying to read quickly and jump from spot to spot and just... Oh, man. Yeah, no, that one was a rough one. Put that one in the annals of history. Ian's fuck-ups. For the record, that one was intentional. Alright, there we go. Dealt with that. So I think right now, because these have water tolerance, I actually think that means my fire skills are the big ones to go with. Ooh, that's good damage. Yeah, I think fire works. Clearly it doesn't use Pokemon logic, it uses direct counters. So fire good on water and water good on fire. And a unicorn blade. I think that's an item for Black Rose, isn't it? Okay, Blade Masters. Darn it. One of the problems with having all of this gear, though, is sometimes, you know, you might want to just look at what the items look like. And if you have characters that are just way outshining the weapons, I don't think they always hold on to them. Alright, overall, that was some pretty good damage. Let me pop a Magisol on myself. So yeah, even now, just in random baseline treasure chests, I think up until now, for the most part, we've gotten items like the Fool, the Lovers, the Hanged Man. You get some of the recovery items here and there. We are now at the point in the game where you can start getting actual, like, decent gear right from the treasure chest, which also means we're going to start getting some even better gear. I'm not going to go through the process of breaking all of those boxes. But we are going to start being in the process of getting some really good gear from taking the risks of using Data Drain. Is that a golden egg?
Bearcat egg.
Bearcat egg. That one's a golden egg. Some of the sounds for this game are just like earwormed in my brain. Piney Apple is one that we haven't found yet, but is one that is just like synonymous in my brain with being within this game. And I think the reason for that is those are commonly found in some of the missions that Gardenia takes you on. And I mentioned that Gardenia is one of my favorite characters. I can't remember which of these specials it's gone through and tried to figure out as to how it was done. But there is an animated special. I don't think it's part of the standard series, and I don't think it's part of the liminality discs that came with this game that gave you an OVA when you bought each episode of the game as well. But somewhere there is an animated special where you do get to understand a little bit about who Gardania is, how Gardania functioned, and like Gardania within the story of the world, not so much in the game, is a character that actually found a glitch and exploited the hell out of it and broke the raw mechanics of the game in such a way that it was just kind of fundamentally badass that like they managed to figure out how to do what they did, and we're just like, okay, well, we're just gonna become like iconically legendary as a character for a while. And eventually there is, you know, things happen and there is a conclusion to that element of the story, but the idea is really cool. You know, I'm in a rough spot. Let's try to not die. I hope Ian reads this one right. I am not going to live that down for a while. And frankly, I probably shouldn't. When you have enough fried chicken, you gain a bigger back. Yes, you gain the big back perk. It unfortunately comes with a negative 20% to your speed stat, and it climbs higher the higher it goes. So the more points you dump into the big back stat, your speed drops, but you do gain an advantage in your ability to be your own damage sponge. So you get to fill the tank roll a little bit better, and it does help with your initial high skill strikes. Obviously, equipment is a big factor as to how much damage you're ultimately gonna do, but you can start hitting, you know, especially with manual and melee skills. Yeah, they start to hit a little bit harder. So, you know, it really depends on what kind of build set you're going for, but, you know, a certain amount of the big back stat within the right setting has its place. Also, there is a chance that as long as you build out and kind of practice the skill appropriately, you can kind of shape how it plays out. And you can unlock hidden stats bonuses as well. For example, dump truck is a really sought after skill, but you know, it's honestly a rare drop. But for the people who get it, they know damn well what they're rocking with. The chicken and dumplings cup only had like 3 pieces of chicken in it. That's sad. But yeah, I like the ones that are just like holistic in what they are for those quick microwave soup cup things, which is why I'm a big fan of the tomato soup ones. It's very easy to just grab a couple, you know, herbs from your rack there. Wait. Nope, just gonna go with it. To grab some herbs and just kind of beef it up a little bit and still end up without having to break the bank, and you get a nice meal.
Yeah.
Okay, magical accuracy is up. Anytime my accuracy can go up, it is just favorable. I can't remember. This can't possibly be where I actually have to start fighting Skeeth, right? Because, like, I seem to recall that fight is massive, and it is a dedicated moment, and I don't think we're there yet. I think right now I'm only supposed to be in the ballpark of anywhere from level 10 to 15. Speaking of, what am I actually at? Yeah, so the area's level is 13, and I'm already level 16. I am clearly playing too much of this game in the background. That said, there are some there are some parts of the game that will really humble you if you're just doing the number stat bump and you're not actually bothering with your equipment, your skill, with using your data drain and getting some of the back end gear that should you not have access to it yet. Get over. Slippery fast bastard, ain't you? I also like grabbing herbs from the plant girl's rack. Yeah. Oh man, what is that Skyrim enemy type? I can't think of it. But, you know, if you've played the Elder Scrolls, then you know. Oh shoot, I am paralyzed. Please assist. Are you kidding me? I swear to God, if I disconnect my controller while fighting Skeeth or something, I'm very likely to just throw this thing at the wall. But yeah, if you've ever played the Elder Scrolls, you understand the, I can't think of what they're called, the plant people, and the flame atronachs. The flame atronachs are designed to have that ass. They're hot and they know it. Camera is all kinds of screwed up. Probably would have been better just jumping into the first person view at that point. I also don't think a lot of the primary mission locations right now are yet to be all that long. I'm just start dealing with a lot of the threats. At this point, I am more interested in killing the enemies than I am necessarily in, you know, trying to worry about balancing out what I'm spending. I don't think this dungeon is going to be long enough for me to worry about how many mage souls I burn through. I've talked about this more than once. I still want to go back and play, like, I know the game is old as dirt by now. I still want to do a Skyrim Let's Play. I have not done a Skyrim Let's Play ever since they released it on the Switch, and I did a little bit of that, and honestly it did really well, but that was so far back, like my brother was in there playing the game with me. Oh, thank you very much, Rigid. As always, super appreciated. God, we're getting more of these? Alright. And I think these are the things that keep, like, paralyzing my group, too. Alright, so I think this is an element here that I get to show this off a little bit. We saw before that using my fire skills was, like, super effective. And, but it was also, like, advertising the specific resistance. Usually, that doesn't play a factor, and so as long as you see the typing that they are, if you understand a little bit about the enemy dynamics, you can kind of start to figure out which ones should be attacked in what way. Obviously, that was a big fuck-off crab, so hitting it harder isn't going to do a whole lot. So, elements play a factor in how to hurt those things substantially. Obviously, it's like pretty logic-based, but also, you know, childhood me the first couple of times playing through this and coming across those enemies. It took longer than I'd care to admit to put 2 and 2 together. actually, that is going to be able to hit the crab turtle too, so I'll double dip on that a little bit. Oh, that's hitting everybody. Get fucked. Swing on everything. Always a preference way to go. Alright, there we go. Every problem dealt with, and I completely unintentionally managed to open every one of the portals, which is one of those things that plays into one of the Book of 1000s. So I think I'm at the end already? Yeah.
Nobody's here. The thing with the red wand or the girl.
Was that a hoax? That can't be, right? Something isn't right, but no sense in standing here. Should we go back for now?
I can't remember if there's another interpretation that, because I've talked about how there's like the novels for this as well. I don't want to hang my hat on this one, but I seem to recall, for whatever reason, in one of the other elements to the story that you can take in for this part of the series, at least, I think the moderators have started actually altering the level layout data, which is why we came to a dead end, but we never came across a Got statue, which is where you would normally get to the end of a level and, you know, you get all the goodies. Those Got statues are supposed to be in every one of the levels. We didn't come across a Got statue because, well, the level was edited. I don't want to commit fully to saying, like, that's what happened here, but, like, I, for some reason, seem to recall that. Make sure we save. And I want to back out and see what we got as far as mail goes here. Yep, so good. But I'm better at making dinner than dessert. Okay, so now we can bring up the beef stew, I think. So, I don't... Again, I have consumed so much .hack media that I don't know what has and hasn't been properly, fully explained by certain characters in certain story arcs, so I don't know what is video game specific and what isn't. So if we start to, you know, delve enough into a character, I might start dropping possible character spoilers, just because I am going to try to be talking about things, and I'll be limited to what I can remember from when and where. I just want to put that out there and cover my ass before I make a bigger fool of myself. I would say that I already did, but, like, I am prone to making a pretty big fool of myself. Ooh, Lincoln Green. I kind of want that for Mistral, but I don't even know if that's going to be, like, really worth it for where we're at either. So I will hold off for now. I think I saw something about an email coming in while I was in there. So is that just Mistral again? No. Okay. So right now it seems like we're kind of missing a fair bit of direction. So let's hop around, explore a bit, and see if something pops up. And if not, well, I can always jump in and do a quick little level. I know we ran into one instant with Mia, and Mia was off in a certain location, and I had to go there to trigger the event. I don't think that necessarily happens for a good while yet, but, you know, I'm gonna go give it a shot. Also, I don't know what happened to our boy, to our noble Grunty. Where the hell did he run off to? Is this ours? That is not ours.
My name is Susie the Stray Grunty. Do you know Aqua Grunty? No, you say? Well then, Never mind.
Susie seems like such a gossip queen. I'm just attributing that just arbitrarily. Something about Susie just feels like high school cheerleading captain energy. Oh, hey, here's Noble Grunty.
Oh, mon ami! Do you need me? Oh, mon ami! Would you like to trade for my treasure? If you adore me, of course you will give me something great. Oui?
That feels uncomfortable in the way Noble Grunty just referenced that. However, Noble Grunty is coming with some really good gear for me to swing around, and I want it. I'll trade that. I'm good with that trade. All right, let me see here. All right, wait, hold on. Let me fuck with the camera angle here. So right now we've got big old lightning swords. Let's see if the Ryokugen is okay. It's one less on the accuracy, but it does give us a different attack option with a different element, which could come into play, but does it have the cool factor? Well, you know, giving me some Wolverine type weapons, I'm not hating it. I mean, it really doesn't fit Kite's character design, but like the weapon idea, I can get behind. I can get behind that. All right, let's try jumping to another location. Let's go to the other servers. Go to the Delta server. When I woke up this morning, I somehow remembered the first YouTube video I ever saw. Holy shit!
Mia, you've been acting weird lately. Why do you care about that guy so much?
Well, I was literally saying that I don't recall this coming up again, and here we are already. Anyways, I somehow remembered the first YouTube video I ever saw. It was that one video of Naruto dancing to the Ice Cream and Cake song. I'm sure I unlocked a memory for someone. I don't know this one. Coincidentally, I saw someone tweet out a clip of the Pokemon song, You and Me and Pokemon, so I shared the first YouTube video I ever saw, which was an Ash and May video for that song. That, at least the song title sounds familiar. That might have probably been back like during the Pokemon karaoke thing. Or what was it called? Was it Pokemon karaoke or Pokemon jukebox? I can't remember. But it was an entire element tied to the anime at some point. I believe we also got a lot of the To Be a Masters there songs that way. But again, like that is dipping deep into the brain. I 100% could not tell you what my first YouTube video was. But like I go deep back into the YouTube record catalog. But yeah, there's a lot of old, good, not specifically like Pokemon music is good. Pokemon music in the games are good. Pokemon music for the openings, good. Honestly, I think, you know, there's a toss-up with a lot of anime between the Japanese and the English opening when you're looking at them. Because some animes got, you know, distinct, unique openings from one generation to the other, or from one location to another. Pokemon being a prime example, the first one. I think I saw actually that Richard posted about this, that he's a bigger fan of the Johto League opening than the first one. And I just have to say, Rich, I understand where you're coming from, and I am sorry that you have a verifiably wrong opinion. I love you, but like, come on, man. Obviously, I'm just giving you a little shit. Honestly, like, I think a lot of the Pokemon openings are just really, they come with some good heat. I think the first one is iconic and will never be beaten out for at least its iconography. But like, a lot of them also just got really, really good renditions when they had like the movies of their respective eras coming out. I remember going to the theaters with my grandmother, watching Pokemon the first movie, seeing the opening shot where Ash is whining and bitching about being hungry. That other trainer rocks up, Ash bolts up, he's ready to fight, and that, first of all, the opening cutscene comes out, he sends out the Don fan, not the cutscene, the opening song comes out, he sends out the Don fan, losing my shit about a Pokemon that I didn't know existed, and that song is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, it was the Pokemon jukebox. You and Me and Pokemon is a Pokemon Karaoke-mon song. Pikachu's jukebox was the equivalent for the first generation. Okay, so it actually, both of them existed, and so might be why I was remembering both terms. Now I want to make a video ranking all Pokemon openings. I'd have to figure out how to do that without getting a strike. That would be a challenge. I wonder if you could bypass it doing covers and specifying in the video that you don't want to use the originals for the obvious reason, but maybe doing covers of them for that. But like, you know, I don't know how well you know, the ranking tier videos go anymore, but that would be a good one to do. Especially, look, Keegs, if you're gonna do that, you have to include the movie adaptations separately and figure out where you're putting them too, because like I'm telling you, some of the there was that one, I think Johto is it the no it might have been the Hoenn ones that I'm thinking of, Pokemon the movie 3 with Entei. The opening in that one, for whatever reason, I remember also being, you know, just a lot. I might be just like merging memories. I remember that one being different than what we got in the TV show, but also being the same thing and also being really good. Billy Crawford's version of that opening from the movie is legendary in my opinion. Yeah, again, like, there are just adaptations of those songs that are, you know, as good if not better than the original, and I'm sorry, that's one of those ones that is just, it hits so good. And I don't know why I expected any different picking the controller back up to think that it wouldn't be disconnected.
What I do is none of your business, Elk.
Mia, do you like him?
I've got to say, I do kind of find it goofy right now. Like, the sword Mia has right now, I think is the Dogman's sword, which is kind of goofy seeing it on a cat character. But also, Elk's wand is just a staff of goofy fire colors, and it is really sticking out like a sore thumb right now.
Like him? What do you mean by that?
Also, the idea that, like, Mia just doesn't really have strong interpretations for what is meant by that. I think Mia also exists within the anime too, and it's a very different character model. And I don't know if it's meant to be the exact same character or different interpretations and iterations of the character. And I'm not gonna say why, because that would be heavy spoilers for both. But there is some fun elements there that'll come up later on.
Mia, I like you.
I feel like it'd be less likely to get video striked if you streamed it versus doing it pre-recorded. Maybe, but you also want to be careful about how much of the audio clip you use. I have seen entire YouTubers getting a heavy strike against their channel making use of content like that while live streaming, even if they were being transformative. I believe Shoko actually got a hard strike on her YouTube channel, and it's why she doesn't stream to YouTube anymore, and she just streams to Twitch and posts the clips over on YouTube. But she was doing the dual streams for a while, and she wanted to do a karaoke stream, and so she was singing over the over one of the songs that somebody submitted that they wanted to hear her sing. And she was singing over it, and her entire video got taken down live. Like, they just cut her feed and then gave her channel a hard strike for doing that. So you do still have to be careful with how you go about it on a live stream setting. I think Backstreet Boys or NSYNC did a cover of one of them for one of the movies. If they did, I wouldn't know which one, but that's absolutely awesome. Jodo's movie version I love more just because I love duets sung by a man and woman. I would have to double check at which one that is. But again, the movie ones they really do hit different. I think NSYNC did the Pokey Rap if no fucking way. Okay, so for the Pokey Rap, I'm just gonna reference this right now. That is D. Train Williams and John Siegler. Is there any more people who worked on that one? Who was the music director for 4Kids? This was something to do with something more recently. The actual Pokey rapper Bobby Floyd has unfortunately passed away since then. So I wonder if this is tied to like the remake that was done recently. But anyways, yeah, that's what comes up when I'm looking that up there. And I know that I think it's Jason Page is the one behind the original. Yeah, you said that, and I had to look that up, though, because, like, okay, it might have been a cover of the Pokey Rap. Honestly, I'd still have to look into that. The idea that they did anything like that would be hilarious. Okay, the Johto movie version is from the Pokemon. Okay, so that is the one I'm thinking of that I did like there. Okay, thank you for helping cover my ass on that one.
What?
Anyways, Elk is having a really
strange.
butchered attempt at coming clean for Mia.
Hey, can we talk for a minute? I have a favorite area, but it's been looking odd lately. It might have been caused by a data bug. You're the only one who can help. The area is Delta. Plenty of smiling Haifa. Can you come with me?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, we are getting set up hard by Elk. Alright, let me see here. I'm gonna take Elk with me on the party. And, you know, let's shake it up a little bit. Let's see if we can bring Natsume with us.
Thank you for choosing me. I will do my best.
You probably know this, but Jason Page and Jonathan Young did a metal version of the original Pokemon theme. Yes, I do know this, and it is one that I actually absolutely adore. Somewhere, I also have, and I could probably go to one of my Pokemon shelves and try to find it. If it's not on the Pokemon shelf, it's going to be on one of my music CD shelves, but I actually have, I think, several of Jonathan Young's CDs. And that might be on one of them. They did a version of the Pokey Rap that was aired on TV during a special that was promoting the second movie. I assume you're talking about the NSYNC that possibly did that. Because I don't think Jonathan Young did anything back then that would have been a special there. Alright, let's see here. Natsume is probably currently using the Spiral Edge. And legit, those look kind of badass. So they've got like a bit of an aura energy thing going through them at the center. But you know what that reminds me of? God damn, Master Chief, eat your fucking heart out. Those are basically just the Halo sword with a proper fucking handle, rather than grabbing it in the center portion. It's kind of badass.
Sorry, but I want to go there. Only with you.
Okay, Elk. Totally not giving me some hard red flags right now.
Please invite me again.
All right, let's put up with it. Jason Page has a more storied career than you'd expect. I seem to recall like him doing, I don't know, an interview or some sort of talk about it. But yeah, he's talked about a lot of what he's done. And, you know, on the one hand, it's unfortunate that he has done a fair bit and he's really only just kind of largely known for just the Pokemon theme. But also, like, it's the Pokemon theme, I'm sorry, you're not gonna live out, you know,
wrong with this place.
you're not gonna escape that shadow. And I respect that he knows that, and so he kind of just leans into it these days.
I'm sorry. Actually, there's something I want to ask you.
Also, that one song in the first movie that plays when the Pokemon are fighting, Brother My Brother, fucking love that song. Was done solo by one of the members from NSYNC, Joe. You see, I've also think I've heard that before, but like, again, that's just one of those things that I feel like I've heard before, and I can't verify or place it, but yeah, another one of those beautiful, fantastic songs.
I'll give you every item I have in return for, can you give me your bracelet? Please, I beg you. If I get it, Mia will hang around with me again, just like we used to.
This guy is legit like, hold on, but my chick left me and she's chasing after this guy walking around with his big gold chain. If only I got a gold chain of my own, maybe she'd love me again.
What's happening? Let's go to the dungeon. We might find something.
So yeah, very clearly there is in fact something wrong with this area. It's just not visible in the standard standing around. Alright, I do want to make it over here and see if we can't manage to score ourselves a few more of the gold and silver axes. Son of a gun. What do you got going on over here? Oh, shoot. And that's right. Right now, Elk is very exposed because we don't have a full party dynamic. I can't eat enough of the intended direction of what's going to be trying to target everybody. Alright, if I want to kind of have a better shot at getting something decent, I want to drop in. Can I not? Okay, good. I'm actually going to put my Raitais back on because they have a little bit more accuracy. And I'm going to drop in the Ryokugans. If they change, they change. If they don't change, I might get the gold and silver axes.
What? Neither one? Let's see. Just but.
Alright, good. I think I want to be able to build up having approximately 10 of each before I start fiddling around and seeing what I can make use of with them as far as big trades. But I really don't want to burn through those unless I'm well stocked. God, look at it's just a forest of penises right here. Mushroom heads as far as the eye can see. I am not messing with whatever that is trying to wail on me. They can drop elk. I'm gone.
Mushroom. Mushroom.
You know, I'm surprised elk came out of that as well as he did. Nope, bye. I see that big tree coming up on me right as I'm going in there. Yeah, Brother My Brother, probably my brother's favorite Pokemon song overall. It's another really good one.
Lie.
You fucking what?
Come here, and now it's come true.
Elk is out here running with the level of observation hockey that Usopp's got. Oh shit, did I just burn through? Okay, I was like, did I just use my healing potion on Elk? Because that would have been a waste. Also, yes, I am very biased that Elk is the runner-up spellcaster in the group. Mistral is precious and adorable. Mistral gets protected. Elk gets sent to the front lines. Can I whack on both of these at once? That was a terribly worded statement, and you know, I don't apologize for it. I'm gonna stand by that one. As far as this game goes, you don't get a lot of good-looking characters to consider on, and you know what? These witch characters, they're about as good as it's gonna get. If I'm gonna screw up royally, it might as well have been on that. Can I hit both of you now? Yes, I can. Sounds like my kind of forest. Call them the Morningwood Woods. There really just needs to be more games that openly run with the intended gags like that. It's a joke that's everywhere. It happens all the time. I've mentioned this before, openly and honestly. All of humanity is one massive collection of a series of dick jokes. And it's high time that we as a species just acknowledge that reality and let ourselves have a little bit of fun with it. Alright, there we go. Big tree boy dealt with. Give me your item. I think because we're back in the Delta server, though, I don't think we're going to get a lot of really good items. I think we're going to be back to getting a lot of the standard default stuff from the chests. Although a hunter's hood isn't terrible. I think that's still a really low-level item, though. Out of curiosity. Yeah, level 12 for Kite. And while that might sound kind of high, realize that I got like level 23 gear at like level 6, so. Time to whip out the old hagfish. Oh man, especially since they're witches, and witches are historically seen as haggable. Speaking of, I've got to say, while the idea of the old lady witch in the woods, very traditional, very Baba Yaga inspired, like, I get it. But let's be real, right? When you're talking about a fantasy element, the eternally young, ageless bombshell witch is a lot more fun to deal with as a mechanic within the stories you're trying to digest. I feel like I've said a lot of things there that I probably shouldn't have said. But anyways, I am specifically reminded of, and I've thought of this game a fair bit recently, and I don't know why. The Unicorn Overlord was a game that I genuinely enjoyed a lot about, and I also genuinely hated with a deep burning passion. Really, it's just the final boss fight is kind of an unfortunate shortcoming of the game, and kind of just... It really feels like they wanted to do something for 90% of the game, but then also just said, yeah, but if you didn't play it the right way by the very end, we're gonna tell you to get fucked and make you go, like, literally spend an absurd amount of time rebalancing your entire team because you didn't do the thing we wanted you to do. And so that kind of sucks in my opinion. But for the most part, the game's very enjoyable, and the witch character in that game is mwah. The design of her is, I won't say perfect, but it's damn good. And genuinely, I started replaying the game a while back. I eventually, stopped playing it again just because I already played through it once. But I got to the part where you're able to recruit her, and I am genuinely stuck in this position right now because in that game, you can promote your units, and when you promote your units, they get stronger. And that's all well and good. However, when you promote your units, they also get new physical designs, new animations, and the animations that associate with that character at the baseline, whatever which class she's at, is something special. And the fact that they don't stick through to that. Hold on, let me deal with this first. Yeah, it's something special, and so, like, the fact that that doesn't carry over to the post-promotion era of that character is an unfortunate shame. So, yeah, I was thinking about how far can I realistically take this without having to promote her, because there's, I don't want to say specifically, it would be spoiler heavy. But there is something that comes into play within the later parts of the story that I am just curious how it would play out with her visibly if you don't promote her. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but like I want to see it. I almost want to put in the time and effort just to see it. Hagfish are the ones that choke would-be predators by excreting a Oh, no, I didn't know that. I know what that fish is. I didn't know that was a hagfish. No. We've all, I'm sure we have all had our hagfish evenings. Need I remind you of the hagfish truck crash image? You don't need to, no, I'm gonna look this up. What is this one? Oh no. Oh, it's even worse. There is the hagfish that you can look at. You see the truck and the smear all over the freeway. But there's an even worse image. I've seen that one. I've never seen this other one before. There is a car that is damaged that went through that slime, and it came out of that scenario looking like it's been full-blown bukkakied. Who the fuck does, like, obviously it's the hagfish, but like I can't look at that and not think, who the fuck just got a group of guys together? Who went out to a frat house and recruited the entire house of guys and got them all to nut all over that broken fucking car. Because that's what it looks like. I have never seen that second image before. I feel like more of a broken human being now than I did a few moments ago. Alright, with that nightmare scenario now freshly burned into my skull, let's go into a boss fight.
Mia, what are you doing here?
Awesome, we're not going to be here solo though.
Elk! Mia is calling me. Mia is calling me.
Elk, my guy, please put it back in your pants. Elk, for the love of God, why did you run to the front lines, you idiot? Oh shoot, wait a minute, this is an Earth enemy. Wait, hold on. Elk, you're an idiot, and I'm not as bent out of shape about this as I probably should be. But... eat my wood? Snake? That doesn't, no. I regret everything I just said. And yet my brain is demanding I go further. You know, at least the gag reflex is gonna be in my favor on this one. Yeah, I just said that. If anybody ever asks you, would you with a snake waifu, that should just be your answer right there. No gag reflex, the unhinged jaw. There is some freak to be had with that. As I continue down this avenue, the irony is not lost on me that I just got the Virus Core P. I am never escaping these allegations, and at this point, I'm not even sure if I want to. Also, this snake, the name really feels like a slur. There we go. Okay, that was a pretty good lineup there. I really want to get this thing low enough to data drain, but I don't want to kill it. I'm probably going to get some goodies from this one. It's... yeah, alright, he's gone. He's gone. I'm not resurrecting him again. Can I, without killing you? It doesn't look like it's possible. Now, I think he's still going to get experience, right? Oh shit, he doesn't. All right, that is worth knowing about.
I thought you would be here. I was looking for you.
You were looking for me?
And I immediately made the stream funnier by dirtying your mind. You are welcome.
I'm not sure, but I miss you when you're not around.
Let me just cut that audio cue there and apply that to Rigid as far as the perv quips.
Thank you, Mia. But
perv isn't even the right word. It's just dirty. It's just good, general, wholesome, dirty fun.
In theory, there's an infinite number of areas. We'll find another one somewhere else.
Keegs is finally getting close to being done with the laundry, and I am looking at an entire pile of freshly cleaned laundry that I have been incredibly reluctant to go through and fold. I hate folding laundry. I can wash laundry, no freaking problem. Folding it is, I hate it. Also, Kite was just left as the hard third wheel there. Alright, definitely gonna save here, go explore what's going on, and we'll see what's left going forward in this so far. I think I'm probably gonna have some emails, probably gonna have some board information to read up on. There's gotta be something somewhere about the, son of a bitch! We finally made Miss Gardenia's fan club! Fuck, I'm joining. Fans of Miss Gardenia should join now. If you want to join, write your feelings about Miss Gardenia on this board. Maybe Miss Gardenia will look at it too. I love Miss Gardenia. She's the best. I only saw her passing by, but when I saw Miss Gardenia for the first time, it was fate. Please let me join. Silent. Miss Gardenia, she's the coolest. Miss Gardenia would be an enemy character, legit though. Get out of the thread, loser. Please delete. Oh, whoops. Hey, why don't we get together sometime? That'll be great. But no, wait, not in the real world. Oh, I forgot. This is the net. Miss Gardenia's favorite area these days is soft, solitary tripansy. I feel like YouTube would get mad at me about that last word, but it's already been said. Whoops. Why don't we get together? We might be able to meet Miss Gardenia. All for it. I am too. There we go. All right. You know, I was getting ready to wrap up, but like I've got to have that, if nothing else, on the thread. All right, Sanjuro. I think Sanjuro is a character that makes an appearance in multiple iterations of the story too. So this is another one of the characters we can recruit. I'm looking for a katana. Does anyone have information on a katana? By the way, my level is currently 8. If you're level 8, I recommend the Kotetsu sword in Delta Hideous Destroyer's Far Thunder. Thanks, gonna head over there now. Also, we've got the next one for the goblins. All right, we got people trying to look each other up, find out where they are. Ooh. All right, so yeah, people are having seizures using the new neural goggles. Referencing the deadly flash, which is, again, a term that comes up in the deeper element of the lore within .hack. Ultimate is coming out with a new version again. Isn't Ultimate supposed to be like the perfect operating system? Then why do they keep coming out with new versions? Everybody that's talked shit about Windows ever since Windows XP. That comment right there is all of everything Windows has done since Windows XP. All right, so, oh, we got more here. What's a grunty? You uncultured fool! There we go. I don't need to read any of that. I know what a grunty is, and anybody that doesn't know what a grunty is by now is currently just functionally beneath me. So, getting some more product placements, and my god, that cat face could be a meme. All right, new operating system coming out. I can't recall. Maybe that actually becomes a thing for future uses here. I don't fold them. I roll them up, except for my jeans. I fold those. I don't usually fold my laundry, admittedly. Just stuff them in the drawer. I mean, I do that with a lot of things, but not everything.
Are you quite sure that I may take this item?
I will hang the nicest stuff up in my closet, though. Do y'all want to watch the... Oh, yo, Keegs, I am down for that. Yeah, we can do a group watch for the last Gachakuda episode in Discord. I will probably wrap this up as quickly as I can then and continue down that.
It's all yours. If you want the cure, you've got to look for it at Delta, Putrid Hot-Blooded Scaffold.
Hey, hey!
What did you get?
Magic love potion.
At any rate, let's head to Delta Putrid Hot-Blooded Scaffold.
I love how Kite is just laughing at him getting shit on. Anyways, so because we're going to be watching the, next episode or the last episode of Gachakuta here, I will probably be wrapping up the stream. I want to go recruit Gardania, but if anything, that gives me something to look forward to in the next stream. Anyways, thanks so much everybody for stopping in. I will be wrapping this up here. Hope to see y'all next time. Have a good one as always. Bye-bye.